to African Teapot Podcast. My name is Exie and I'm your host. Journey with me through Africa's vast variety of culture, heritage, and discuss issues most African families face, both home and abroad. Make sure you add this podcast to your frequent podcast rotations, and don't forget to share and follow this podcast. Hello, listeners, and thank you for tuning in for another episode on African Teapot. Today's episode is titled The Culture of Take-Home Food. And before I get into gisting about that, just want to say a very happy Easter. This past weekend was Easter weekend. And hopefully you had an amazing time, whatever activity you chose to celebrate the weekend with, because that was after Good Friday. So this pretty much is a celebration by Christians for the resurrection of Christ, right? So hopefully you had a blast. If you didn't, find it as a time to re-energize yourself. And just, if you're down, get back up again and give it another shot, okay? All right. Now that we have that out of the way, you're wondering why I'm talking about food today. But before I get into the little story that I have behind this topic, I understand that let's try to do this officially and non-official, right? That's how we always look at things. But anyways, officially, I understand to-go boxes is pretty much when you go to a restaurant and you order your meal, you can't finish it, you request for a to-go box and the package, the rest of your meal that you couldn't finish in the to-go box, and then you take it home, right? The second official way that I know is you don't want to cook, but at the same time, you don't want to dine in a restaurant. So what you do is you just order the food to go, you just pick it up or they deliver it to you, right? That's what to-go boxing to me is officially. When you talk about to-go boxes, that's what everyone thinks, or that's where their mind runs to, at least in the Western culture. Now we are going to look at the unofficial way of to-go boxes, right? That's like, the way that we all grow up seeing people do it. But when you say to-go boxes, nobody thinks that's what you're referring to. So when you attend occasions, it could be birthdays, weddings, baby showers, whatever occasions, and you have a platter of food, especially with Africans. We're keeping this strictly African, especially in the African occasions. They have a lot of food most often. And sometimes the host would offer people some to take back home, especially when they have a lot and the party is dying down and they can't store it, or they know they won't eat all of it. They would sometimes offer it to the guests. Like, oh, you're going home, get some extra koki, some extra fufu, extra jollof rice, plantains, fish, whatever it is. And then sometimes they use it as a way of gratitude. So if sometimes you did a lot to help out in the party and they have a lot that they know they can't finish or anything, they would offer it to you, right? Those who help to clean up, those who help to set up sometimes, they would do that. They would give you guys the food. But typically growing up, I know that when you go to an occasion, your mother is coming back, your auntie, your big sister, whoever, if they had cake over there, they have chicken, they will bring a piece back for you at home, right? If you guys didn't attend the occasion. So that's the unofficial take-homes I'm talking about. And different cultures, different countries call it different things, right? They'll say shooting case. Like when I grew up, that's the word I knew they used to describe to-go boxes, I would say, from occasions, not from restaurants. So I'm trying to make that differentiation. So now that we've put that out of the way, a couple of weeks ago, I attended a wake, right? Okay. It was rather interesting because the following day after the wake was on Saturday, and Sunday, we went over there, me and a couple of other friends, to help clean up, everything, because we couldn't clean up everything on Saturday. So we went on Sunday, and the owner of the house, this is the family that was bereaved, didn't have anything to eat. There was nothing. And then if you're from Africa, you know that when someone dies, we have a tradition where we just do not celebrate someone's life in one day. You would have people coming in their numbers to sit with you, pray with you, just be with you during that tough time. And that sometimes takes close to a week for that to happen, or even more. In some cultures, it takes like 2 weeks. You would be entertaining a lot of people because they are coming to be with you during your trying time. That's how in most Africans will understand what I'm saying. So we have people coming in on Sunday after church service, coming in there, oh, I couldn't make it yesterday, coming to say hi. And the family has nothing to offer. But when we were leaving on Saturday, there was a whole lot of food. And when we went on Sunday, surprisingly, the bereaved family, they were explaining to us that when they woke up, people literally that stayed behind to help clean, or whoever, I don't know, whoever it could possibly be, literally carried trays, the disposable trays, carried like trays of akra, trays of plantain. Like they carried everything to the point that this family had to order outside to be able to eat. You understand? We were helping to clean, but literally the little girl in the house, they had to order food for her to eat because some of the Africans carried they carried the food to the point that even the one that was kept in the refrigerator were all gone. So you went into the refrigerator and you took food. And I sat there and I was just thinking, are you kidding me? What is wrong with us Africans sometimes?
Do you know you can now leave direct voice messages to the show, and they may just have a chance to end up on future episodes? All you need to do is follow the voice link on the show notes, and I can't wait to hear from you.
Guys, I am not saying when you go to an occasion, you can't take a piece of something home. It's okay. You understand? And for some reason, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that this is happening a lot in the diaspora. So Africans who are out here in the Western world or something. I understand some of these meals are delicacies. Some of us haven't eaten some of them for so long. So when you see koki, you see ndole, and whatever, there is that feeling that you haven't eaten it, so you want to take a little bit home. A little bit is okay. That's what I'm not saying. You can't take a little bit. A little bit is fine. A piece of, even the Western culture does that. Oh, you want to take a piece of pie home? It's okay. You want to take a piece of cake? It's okay. But you can't carry a tray of food from someone's house back to your own house. That is just plain selfish and ridiculous. I don't know what kind of greed that is or what kind of ignorance that is. That's just to a different level. I'm trying to understand it, because if my mom walks in the door and I know she went for a funeral or a wake and she comes back with a tray of koki or something, I would ask her, where did you go to? I'm trying to understand this. Where did you go to that you're coming back with trays? Guys, people carry right down to granuts, peanuts, the boiled peanuts, corn, plantain. They did soya. You guys are arguing at the wake, at the occasion, over soya. Like, you don't know what soya is, just go Google it. But it's kind of like, I would say kebabs, like beef kebabs. That's the way I would describe it. But guys, like literally, you have people upset and arguing because they are barbecuing or doing soya, and they feel like they are not getting enough. It's a delicacy. It has to go around. This is a wake you guys are attending. We all know that when you go to wakes, you take to the family. So the family for the rest of the week will not have to worry about cooking and will not have to worry about entertaining their guests. Other guests can't bring food to an occasion, and then you come to the occasion to carry that same food back to your house, away from the grieving family. Someone tried to explain this to me. I don't understand, because back home, when I was back in Africa, we didn't have people coming back from occasions with big trays and pants. We would consider that like that is not sharing. That's not taking. That's something else. You can go to an occasion and bring back a piece of something for those who are home. It's fine. Or the host offers it to you. It's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. But taking large quantities to go home and feed your own family, that is greed. You can't go to a party to carry food to come back and feed your family, especially if you've not been offered. To the point where you're opening up someone's oven and refrigerator to take out whatever portions that they have significantly indicative that they have stored that portion for some reason. Maybe it's for the guests for the next day, right? So here they were the next day, so embarrassed. We went out there, we were cleaning, and it's so embarrassing because some of the people who cleaned and did everything there, it was just like, okay, what happened to the food? So now we need to cook new food for the next guest coming. I mean, it's ridiculous. And you don't want to be tagged, that person that goes to an occasion and leaves every time with trays of food, guys. Africans, stop it. It's not cute. It's not, oh, we share. There's nothing about sharing like that. That's greed. Oh, I'd stay away and never chop cookie. No, it's not at a wake that you take cookie to go and feed you, your husband, and your kids. That's not where you're going to take it. And there's just something about a wake that just makes it even more like, it's not right. Okay? But let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. But I thought I should just put that out there. It was on my chest and I just had to get it out. But if you have any comments, as usual, let me know. And I'll see you guys next week for another episode.
Thank you for listening and hope you join me for the next episode. You can always reach us via email at africanteapot@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at African_teapot.